So, yeah, I got this from my husband. I think it was a bit tongue-in-cheek. I hope it was a bit tongue-in-cheek. So I got this, this doll for Christmas. This is obviously Steffi Love, or Steffi Love, because she is a German doll, and that's apparently how they pronounce it. Now, not only is she a princess in this version, but she's also pregnant. Hello again and welcome back to March May's Midlife Dolly Crisis. So obviously we are in January now, so Christmas feels like it was forever ago. I have watched quite a few people doing videos on Christmas hauls of sort of dolls that they've had given to them over the Christmas period. So I thought I would do the same. Now, as some of you may remember, a few Christmases ago I was gifted a present from my husband. And it was a Steffi Love doll, and I'll put a link to the video in the description box, and I might try and put it somewhere around here if I can figure out how to do that. So essentially, Steffi Love is the German Barbie, which is ironic, of course, because Barbie was based on a German doll originally. The one that I was gifted previously was Royal Baby Steffi Love, and essentially Steffi Love was a member of royalty, and she was also pregnant, and she did actually give birth live in that video that I unboxed her in. So obviously please check that out for the beauty of birth. Well, guess what? I got another present this year from my husband, again doll related. Now when I saw it I thought, oh, it's a Rainbow High doll, because the box was a very similar size, and there had been one on my wish list, but who needs a wish list? So this is what I got. Here we go. So this is Bath Fun Steffi Love, and the main reason that this was bought was because she comes with a raccoon. And I do really like raccoons and possums and stuff like that. So yeah, that was the draw, I think, rather than the sort of the whole giant bathtub and all the other stuff that is in the box with her, the doll herself as well. So yeah, let's unbox this together and we'll see what we think of it all, shall we? So I've taken her out of the box, so obviously the plastic is no longer glaring at us. But I just wanted to point out that it's actually quite a nice background that they've put the set on. So obviously we've got kind of like a bathroom set up there, we've got like a plant down here. This is just kind of on a flap of paper. But it's actually quite a nice way that they've done it. It's a shame that once you actually remove everything, it's probably going to destroy that. But it might have been a nicer idea if perhaps the accessories had been not sort of blister packed onto the backing there, and similarly to this bit here, and then the child could have actually used this as sort of like a little play set. So here is Steffi and the raccoon and all the other stuff out of the box. It's actually very easy to get it out, to be honest. There were no Kimble tags at all. The only thing there were a lot of were rubber bands, and at least with those you can reuse them. It was those sort of clear rubber bands. There was sellotape also. There was also, and it's the first time I think I've seen this, I think it was washi tape. That was basically used on the back of the box, which was keeping sort of certain things in as well. But I thought that was quite a nice touch. So essentially, the majority of this stuff could be recycled. So that is very good. Also, I was kind of able to get the stuff out of the box without completely destroying it. So I will just quickly show you that. Now, it is not perfect, so don't expect it to be perfect. As I say, because they didn't particularly use Kimble tags, there were sort of rubber bands sort of threaded through here, so they were able to be removed. So all this is kind of okay. Now, there's bits of plastic here. That was keeping the doll in. I haven't removed that because that will kind of wreck whatever's behind it. There were bits here which had the plastic objects attached, but they were sort of separate bits of cardboard which you could remove from the back. So that bit is okay. The only issue was this bit up here, which again, all the stuff was kind of blister packed onto there. So I think if they'd kind of done the same thing that they'd done with this bit, where it was like a separate bit that came out, that would have been okay as well. But on the whole, I think a child probably could just use this as a backdrop for a little bathroom. So I will show you that as well in the pictures at the end. But yeah, I was kind of quite happy with the way that that turned out. So on to the stuff here. There's lots of little things. Lots and lots of them. It feels like some of them are very small indeed. So let's have a look at those bits first. I might show you a few at a time, only because there's so many of them. I'm not going to show you each individual toothbrush, for instance, which is what I'm going to start with. Now, it's the toothbrushes. I'm going to show you a few bits, like I say. It's actually the toothbrushes which I feel are the smallest bits. And not just that, I'm just not even sure if they would be to scale with the doll. It feels like they should be a bit bigger, I think. It's kind of wild that they put toothbrushes in. They put toothbrushes in, they also put toothpaste in as well. There. Again, that could probably have been bigger. It's that little pink thing, sorry. I don't know if you can see. It's that little pink thing there. Because the toothbrushes seem to be almost as big as the toothpaste. And I think normally the toothpaste is a bit bigger than the toothbrushes. But, you know, it's kind of small. And then you get the little sort of thing here you can put the toothbrushes in. It's a cute idea. I mean, the problem is she can't actually hold these unless we use some of the plastic bands that we got with her, which would be a good idea, I guess. But yeah, it's a shame that there's nothing that will sort of grip it into her hand in any way. So that is those little bits there, and obviously you can keep them in the little sort of mug or whatever. I would imagine these bits are prone to be lost, probably, because they are very, very small indeed. So that is those bits. I'm kind of going from big to small. No, I'm not. I'm going from small to big. So here we go. So these are some more bits here. So these are bigger than the last lot that I showed you. So there's these weird shaped things here. I think these are meant to be soaps. I'm presuming they're meant to be soaps. But again, they're kind of okay. They're sort of hollow underneath as well, which is a bit weird, I suppose. But I guess in the background or something, they might look alright. We've then got this, which is one of those sort of like, those sort of spongy things, but they're kind of made up of lots of bits of that sort of weird scrapey plastic thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a scrubber, I suppose. So that's that. Again, she can't really hold any of this stuff unless you're very clever with either some sort of sticky tack or some of the rubber bands, perhaps. So yeah, so that is that. And then we've got this, which looks like a human brain, but I think, again, this is meant to be a sponge. It's got a kind of a spongy texture to it. So that is those. Then I've got these 5 items here. So we've got these 2 sort of spray bottles. The colours, of course, are all the same. So we have pink, or we have this sort of minty, greeny colour here. We have a pump bottle here, or sort of soap dispenser maybe. And then we've got these 2 things here, which I'm not really sure what they are. They have a kind of odd bit at the top. They're probably like talcum powder or something, maybe. I don't really know. Or shampoo and conditioner, maybe. So that is those. Again, they're all sort of hollow underneath. So, yeah, they're not just kind of lumps of plastic, although, perversely, of course, they are lumps of plastic. So yeah, so that is those bits there. And then we've got these bits. So these were the bigger parts. So we've got this, which I thought was quite cute. It is a yellow rubber duck. To be honest, I think all the items could do with a bit of paint to them. The rubber duck particularly would look nice, I think, if you sort of painted the beak and the eyes maybe. We've also got a hairdryer. This seems quite a small one. I would say, but maybe it's supposed to be like a truffle hair dryer, or maybe they've just not really quite gone to scale. I feel like a lot of this stuff is smaller than it should be, which you think it would be the opposite. They might go a bit bigger just because there's so many little bits and bobs. But anyway, that's the hair dryer, and then we've got a scale, so Steffi can weigh herself. And again, this is another item which would be, you know, better if it had a bit more sort of painted detail on there. So we then go to the star of the show, which is this cheeky little raccoon. The details on this are actually quite nice, and obviously there's a lot of sort of texture with the way that they've been moulded. They've got proper eyes sort of painted on, they've got a little nose, and they've got the kind of the bandit mask that, you know, raccoons have just over the eyes there. It is very cute. Someone's obviously taken a bit of trouble actually to get this right. We've also got the marks on the tail as well. Now I think this actually comes off. There you go. So that was quite nice. That is quite a nice touch. So this is it's meant to be obviously a shower cap, but this is kind of in the shape of the head, so it will fit. And it's got a bit of detail on there. It's sort of like a see-through pink, which is quite cute. We have a ribbon there on the side, and it shows kind of the sort of elasticated edge there, and that just slips on the head like that. It's kind of a shame that Steffi didn't come with a shower cap as well, but never mind. So that is the raccoon. We'll have a look at the bath now. So here is the bath. Now I've left this bit on. This was part of the packaging, but the thing is, if you leave this on it and keep hold of it, the raccoon will actually sit on it, and it will look like the raccoon is in the bath. So I thought that was quite cute. They should have maybe made this so it was actually a proper piece, rather than being part of the packaging. But I think that is quite cute. And obviously we've got like a bubbly effect, like the raccoon's having a bubble bath in there. The raccoon's gone for a little nap there. There we go, bring them back. Here we are. So yeah, there we go. So that's that bit. I'm going to get rid of that bit now. So this is a very sort of simple design. It's just a white tub. We've got some butterfly details on the side there. On the bottom we've got these little feet there. The inside is just kind of plain in there, and then we've got this bit here. So this is one of those things that go across. Actually it's the other way, isn't it? Is it like that? Yeah, there we go. So that just goes on there, and then you put stuff in there. So you could put, I was going to put the hairdryer in, but I think that's a bit dangerous. Put that in, and look, she can have the scrubber thing as well in there as well. That's quite a cute idea, and obviously, you know, it kind of means that you can do stuff with the accessories as well. We've also got a kind of shower head thing. There's obviously nowhere for this to go, but it can kind of be used, and she can kind of hold it as well. It's a clear tube, which is quite a nice idea, because obviously it makes it look like it should have water coming out of it. We've also got a tap here, or a faucet, and various kind of knobs and things attached to it to make it look like it would actually work. I think she will actually hold this. Oh, this comes off, which I'm not sure is a great idea. Yeah, just to kind of pop in. It's because I was holding it from that. But yeah, she should be able to hold that because it's got like this handle thing to it. So that's that. It's very simple. I'm presuming she can fit in it, but we'll have a look in a second. Okay, so here is Steffi Love herself. So first off, her hair has no product in, which is great. However, the hair does not feel like the nicest. I think this is probably like the poly stuff. It has a coarseness to it, unfortunately. I think it could do with a wash as well, only because I think where it's been in the box, it's kind of got stuck into a position. That said, it isn't just a flat blonde colour. There are at least two colours there. There's a lighter blonde and also a slightly sort of darker blonde as well. So that's quite a nice touch. She's got kind of a pretty face. I always worry about Steffi because she always looks like she's grimacing to me. I mean, I don't want grinning dolls, but I also don't want them to look like they're sort of in some sort of like pain or discomfort, really. She's pretty enough. I think the sad thing is that moulding wise, they only seem to have the one sculpt for her face, and frequently she's released with blonde hair. So basically you could have loads of Steffis and they would all look exactly the same, which isn't great. In recent years they have tried to bring out friends of Steffi Love, but again they've used exactly the same head sculpt, and they've basically given her sort of 3 different skin tones. One is dark, one is very pale, and then one is kind of like tanned. But again, they all look like her. They all look exactly like her, just with different coloured skin, which isn't really the way to go with it, I don't think. So this particular Steffi has not got a huge amount of makeup on. I guess because she is about to take a bath, she doesn't really want to be sort of done up to the nines. She's got some sort of pink lipstick, and she does have a bit of eye makeup on, but it looks sort of like, almost like a sort of a pearlescence to it, so it might sort of be more sort of shiny than coloured. She does have blue eyes. Again, you know, I think they've all got that anyway. Articulation wise, she kind of has the tilt, but kind of doesn't at the same time, in that there's not a lot of movement there. Obviously she can do that until the cows come home, but yeah, I kind of feel like they need to do a bit more with the articulation of the head. Actually, the more I fiddle with it, the more it gets a little bit better. So she does have a bit of a tilt there. I suppose she doesn't want to tilt it too much in case she hurts herself. But yeah, so there is a bit of a tilt. The rest of her is quite basic. So her arms do come out, and they do go up and around. There's nothing on the body at all, apart from, obviously, the legs come out, but then there's no articulation in the legs at all, apart from in that bit. They do kind of go out, though, if you want them to. There's no articulation in the knees, there's no articulation in the ankles, and with this particular one, she is flat-footed. The one that I had before, I think she had heels on, so she would have been easy to try and find shoes for in a way. But this one has got sort of little pink sort of flip-flops. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, she's got little pink sort of flip-flops on there, which are quite cute. They do have rubber bands attaching them to her feet, but you do find that with Barbie as well. So yeah. And then she's got this on, which is kind of like a sort of a wraparound. I don't think there's no fastening at all. It's literally just a wraparound dress, which is kind of a cute idea in a way. Obviously it's meant to be something she'd be wearing when she was going to go for her bath. But yeah, so it kind of wraps around. It's actually quite nice just with the one shoulder, I think, in a way. Gives a bit more sort of interest to it. But yeah, it's almost like a bit of a sort of an overall or a coverall. It's actually quite nicely put together, the outfit, I think, considering, you know, she is meant to be going for a bath. There's no raw edges. Everything's got sort of stitched sort of seams and everything. But yeah, there's no fastening on it, but that's kind of okay because it does sort of work like that. The fabric is kind of as you expect it to be. It's not the really dire one where it's kind of like paper. It does actually feel like material, but again, it's that kind of not cotton, I suppose, really. It's kind of a bit polyestery, I suppose. So that is that. On the whole, she doesn't feel like a quality doll, which sounds bad, but these dolls are actually quite reasonably priced, so I guess she's not going to be as nicely put together as a Barbie. she has got, her legs are hollow by the feel of them. She does feel quite light. I mean, she's not bad. She's not a bad doll. It's a shame that the hair isn't nicer quality, because I think that would actually make her sort of a more desirable doll in a way. I also think it's a shame that she's only got the one face mould, because it means that whoever she is, she's always going to be Steffi Love, really, isn't she? So let's put her in the bath and let's see how that works out, shall we? Okay, so here she is. She's in the shower, or the bath, the shower bath. I put a few bits onto the, I can't remember what you call those things now, but it goes over the bath anyway. It's got kind of like stuff in it. So that's cute. I've left the little raccoon there in the soap suds. She's actually holding the shower head there. I haven't disrobed her completely because, you know, even Steffi Love needs some modesty, I think. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know if you have any Steffi Love dolls and what your opinion of them is. She's fun enough, and I do really like the raccoon. I think, you know, it was worth it really just for the raccoon. And plus, I now have a doll bath, which is great. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And please share the video with anyone who you think might be interested in Steffi Love or dolls in general. And I will see you in the next one. So until then, take care. Bye.